Okay, so today we're going deep on distractions.
Ooh,
And,
distractions.
everybody thinks they know all about distractions, but
Right.
the material that you sent over had some pretty surprising stuff in there about
Yeah.
why distractions might not be such a bad thing after all.
Well, most people, I think when they think about the word distraction, they think,
Yeah,
oh, that's a bad thing. I don't want to be distracted. I want to be
it's the
focused.
enemy of productivity.
Right. It's the enemy of getting things done.
I have to say, I was really skeptical too at first.
Sure.
Like, how can something that takes me away from the task at hand actually
Right.
make me more productive? But the more I read these sources,
Yeah.
the more I started to realize that there is some real science behind this idea
Hmm.
that maybe our brains actually need distractions
Right.
to really work well.
Well, we always say we want to be focused, but the truth is that our brains aren't really designed for this laser focus
Mm-hmm.
and all the time, right? We need time to sort of process information,
Right.
maybe in the background. And sometimes we need those unexpected connections to lead to those big
Yeah,
ideas.
to have those breakthroughs, right?
Exactly. And sometimes a distraction is all it takes.
So you're telling me that when I'm like staring out the window at work and
Yes.
my boss thinks that I'm, not really paying attention,
Uh-huh.
you're saying that maybe my brain's actually doing some real work back there?
Exactly. Think about when you've been really struggling with a problem
Hmm.
and you decide to just step away from it for a little bit,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the solution pops into your head when
Yeah.
you're doing something completely unrelated.
It happens to me all the time.
Well, there's a name for this. It's called the incubation period
Okay.
of creativity. So your subconscious mind is kind of chewing on this problem
Mm.
in the background, even while you're consciously doing something else.
So it's not just about, daydreaming.
Right.
From the source material also talked about the idea that even like intentional distractions,
Yeah.
like taking a break to listen to music or going to chat with a coworker or something, could
Exactly.
actually be beneficial.
Absolutely. Think about the times you've been working on a project for hours and hours,
Yeah,
and you're just mentally spent. You just hit a wall.
totally.
Taking a break to do something enjoyable, even just for a couple of minutes,
Yeah,
really can just change your whole mood and energy level.
it's like hitting the reset button on your brain
Exactly.
so you can come back and be more focused.
Yeah. Refreshed and ready to go.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I definitely relate to that. Sometimes I just need
Yeah.
like a quick break and then I'm good to go again. But what about focus? I mean,
Right.
if I step away from something, isn't it harder to get back into it when I come back?
Well, studies have actually shown that short, intentional distractions can
Mhm.
really improve focus over time. You
Interesting.
got to remember that your brain is like a muscle.
Okay.
If you keep it tensed up for too long, it's going to get fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
Your performance is going to suffer. Short breaks give your mind a chance to rest
Makes sense.
and recharge, leading to better concentration when you return to your task.
And there's some research on the default mode network,
Right?
right, that shows that when our minds are just allowed to kind of wander,
Yes.
that network kicks in and helps us to be more creative.
It helps us process information in new ways.
That's amazing. But doesn't it matter what kind of distraction we're talking about?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, spending 2 hours scrolling through social media,
Right.
that doesn't seem like it's really helping my brain much.
That's not what we're talking about. It's
Yeah.
about choosing distractions that are both positive and
Mhm.
manageable. So instead of that mindless scrolling, what if you took a quick walk outside?
Yeah,
Listened to a podcast or did some stretches?
that's a much better use of time.
Right. These kinds of activities can really just shift your energy, reduce stress, and you might even be exposed to new information or ideas that can spark creativity.
So it's about being intentional,
Yes,
about how we choose to be distracted,
absolutely.
and how we work that into our day.
And there's another interesting point I wanted to bring up
Okay.
about distraction, and that's its role in building resilience.
Okay.
So when you constantly choose to engage in positive distractions,
Mm-hmm.
you're essentially training your brain to shift its focus
Mhm.
away from stressors, even if it's just for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And over time, this can help you develop a greater sense of control
That makes sense.
and flexibility when you're faced with challenges.
I'd never thought about it that way, but it's like distractions, if you use them the right way,
Yes,
can actually be a tool to deal with stress
that's right.
and just make your life better overall.
Exactly. If your only way of dealing with stress is just try to power through it,
Yeah,
you're going to burn out.
right.
But if you have this toolbox of positive distractions you can turn to,
Mm-hmm.
you're giving yourself a way to step back, recharge,
Mm-hmm.
and then come back to whatever you're dealing
They
with.
can actually be really beneficial for your creativity,
Yes,
for your focus, for your mood, even for your resilience.
absolutely.
It's all about choosing the right ones and using them strategically.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So I guess my question for you now is, what kind of positive distractions are you going to
Yeah,
try to work into your day?
I like that. Good question.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Until next time.